So today is Sunday, June 14th, 2020. And one of the reasons why I can do a video recording is because my mom and my sister went outside. And I'm in the apartment alone right now as of now. So I can actually concentrate on my concepts and my experiences. So today, the topic here is about sin and social category. So I'm going to create information so I can give context out to people to interpret what I'm trying to say. So this experiences, or you can say these experiences that I've been having online with people was surreal. I never had so many people on the internet so eager to make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. And they put so much effort into making my words look like it had no meaning in the first place. Or you could say that my words itself never had any meaning in the first place. There you go. So it started off with a person on the internet named Diaphanos. When I started talking about my experiences and ideas online, this complete stranger was so eager to inform others on the online community that my experiences and my ideas is just a conspiracy theory, and it's just some sort of person who's just paranoid, and that there was never and then there was no intention of me even talking about my experiences or my ideas on an online thread. It's a public thread, and this person wants to humiliate me on a public thread about my experiences. And he continues to find sources online to actually prove that his argument is more worthy than mine. And he started telling me that my responses are just a straw hat. So it just started saying straw hat. Started saying everything that I'm saying is just straw hat. Kept using that word constantly. And then he found more sources online so he can compare me with strangers that he never met. So he can actually make a point because I said an idea that is actually accurate. So he wants to throw off my post so it can have no meaning. And he also went to my personal blog on the community and made a comment about my blog, and then he started criticizing my experiences. He's telling me that the reason why I don't have any job because of my something about. He just continued attacking me about that it's my fault. That is one of the reasons why I'm not having a job in the first place. And this is the first time I spoke to this stranger. I'm gonna go say that. And this was during September of 2015. That this person is willing to actually share his own personal idea, or you can say ideas, with people on the community so they can have some sort of mind, connect them with some sort of mind so they can be thinking exactly alike about me and how I write. But the first time I noticed that people started, or you can say I noticed ciphers, was early of 2015. So one day I posted, I made a post. I just post on a thread, and I was just talking about my experiences and my ideas. This could be about me and my environment. And then there was a user under me who didn't reply to me or the original poster of the thread, and He mentioned about the only reason why you're creating these topics is so you can get attention. You only find you only find specific topics that you think that you can actually talk about. That was the cipher under my post. This is just a regular citizen, a regular human being who's posting under my post, sending that message out to not only the original poster but to me, because this person spoke to me like he's speaking to me. The reason why I checked back on my post is because I thought I had some sort of spelling or grammar error, and it appears that there was no error at all, and that there was a message under my post that was directed at me by a user that I never met. But he's not aware that he's posting that idea, because the multi-agent quantum AI computers hides the person's mind from being aware of that time and event. So there's another time that it happened. It was during 2016 with a person named 1979. This is just a regular human being, you can say a normal citizen. I just made a post. I just replied one time to him, and then all of a sudden, he started replying to all of my posts. And he's saying that my post is meaningless. It doesn't have any meaning whatsoever, and it's irrational. And that this incoherent, or you can say this irrational communication of minds is not needed on that community. All right, started bashing on me and saying that I need some sort of source that proves that my idea actually exists out on the out on the internet. That there needs to be some sort of he keeps saying to me that is there someone that you know or someone on this community who can actually support your idea? I'm like, what is this talk? I never had anyone who talked this way towards me until I started speaking about multi-agent quantum AI computers, computational intelligence system, quantum behavior. And I started talking about my ideas of technology to people and going into depth about my experience with technologies and my ideas with technology. I've noticed the remarks from people, and it's consistently happening to me. It's over and over and over again, to the point that it's making me have an idea, catching on to this idea, because there's more than one people doing that to me. So what I've learned was that these are ciphers, and they can direct messages to me and others, and indirect messages to me and others. 1979 said that there would be some sort of ramification of the way I speak. He said that there's people other than himself, or you can say other than himself, that is thinking exactly as how he's thinking about the way I write. He's saying that my prose is incoherent. He's saying the way I write, my words is stupid. It's dumb. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't have any meaning. Why am I even posting in the first place? That's his way of directing this message to people, because I wrote an idea about supercomputers being able to actually generate dreams. Right? I gave an elaborate response about it. And I noticed that not only this complete stranger is telling me that there's people out there other than himself on the community who's thinking exactly like him. Why does he want me to acknowledge that there's people out there and telling me that people, he's a person himself? Why do I need to hear about him even saying this idea to me? I'm a stranger. He's a stranger. What does this have to do with my post? Why is he bringing up other people? So that's my question. What does other people have to do with my post? I'm talking about my online post about artificial intelligence and dreams. Why is he so eager to call me out or you can say so eager to single me out on the online community? Not only 1979 did that, there was another person who did that to me. And this was in 2017. This was, no, not only 2007, 2016. Two people did this. But I might as well say it's the same person who actually collaborated with another person. But this time it was in 2016. It was a lady. All of a sudden, I posted about how the human thoughts are going through the interlude, right? Their thoughts, their logic, their mentality itself is fake. And then this person that I never even met, I just recently, well, not really, I uploaded that 3 months ago. How I just said that this stranger wants me to acknowledge that I'm being isolated. Why is this complete stranger, want me to be acknowledged that I'm myself a human being isolated? I don't even know these people. I really don't own the community. Most of the times, I'm just reading my books. When I was in Florida, I read a lot of books, and I write a lot. That's what I spent doing. I spent time reading and writing, and also concentrating on the way I think. Getting a hold of the way my mind produces information. So why are they so interested? Why is this person so interested in allowing others, or you can say interested in informing me that there's other people other than themselves are out there who's ignoring every single. She's telling me that there's people out on that community that is ignoring every single post of mine. That they're so completely used to my post that they completely ignore me. So you got EF Finals, who also did the same thing in September 2015. You also got 1979, who also did the same exact thing to me, and that was during around fall 2016, going on to winter 2016. He mentioned that there's going to be some sort of ramification towards the way I speak. He said because my words are meaningless and it's irrational. They have a habit, or you can say there's a tendency. They have the tendency to actually inform me that there's other people other than themselves that are watching my post, or you can say reading my post. He's saying that there's more than one people who constantly read my posts. That means that it is, I said to myself, that doesn't make sense. Why is he dwelling on other people? Why is he not dwelling on himself? Why does he want me to be informed that there's people on the community that is reading my posts? What is so effective about my post? Or you can say, what is so special about my post on that community that he has to single me out? Just like Vert. What is so important about my post that she has to confront me on a public thread and make me acknowledge that there's people other than herself that is reading my post, and that they completely ignored the way I talk, or they got used to the way I talk because it's repetitive. Not only that this particular person did that to me during 2016, another person did that to me. This person's name was Seven Streeter. This was another lady who did this to me on the online community. She said, "Ooh, I can't wait to say this to you. I want to say this, but I know that this is this is not appropriate for this community." She wanted to call me that, she wanted to say that I'm schizo and that my posts are repetitive. She's telling a person who has such a bad experience with human beings and who put so much effort into trying to get a job and trying to go to school, that I myself as a human being has some sort of I'm showing these, or you can say I'm exhibiting these symptoms of schizophrenia, and that my thoughts are repetitive, and that and that there's people other than herself who's thinking exactly as how she's thinking, right? And they're what? Well, yeah. But the problem here is that it's a mental health community. Right? But the reason why I signed up for the socialanxiety.com is because I've had such bad experience with human beings. I've tried interacting with human beings, and they get easily annoyed by me in person, or they would avoid talking to me. And I don't even do that. I'm just a quiet person, right? And I tried being interactive. I tried talking about exciting ideas. They don't see me as a unique person. They see me as a person who wants to bother them or harass them. I'm just a regular human being, and everybody would keep saying that I'm so quiet. It's like someone had gave them that mind so they can think like that about me, and they all show the same characteristic traits. Their behaviors and communication is identical. I've I've endured this for such a long time. I've had a friend in my class. Well, you can say just a person that I would know who I interact with in class, and this was in 10th grade. Oh, this was in 11th grade because I had trigonometry, and he's a quiet person, and I don't see. I'm always around him, and there's not a single person who actually single him out about being quiet in class. But he would witness me being singled out in class by the teacher, by our other fellow classmates that I'm quiet. But they wouldn't do it appropriately. Not only did they talk about me being quiet, they start talking out loud about me. Like the teacher would mention about me. Watch. He said, why you so tired for? You watch porn? They say it out loud. And he say it out loud so he can actually gain attention from the rest of the class. He's trying to bring that attention out, or you can say he's begging for that attention so people can actually join this conversation that we're having about my tiredness. Because I'm like, why are they so focused on my tiredness? He said because I watch porn, that's why I'm tired. You know, not only that they talk like this to me, but so what if I do watch it? I'm a teenager at the time. So what if I took a quick glimpse at it? What's so what's what's so special about me watching it than other people? I'm just a regular human being that really pretty much don't get any social interaction, and I'm just curious of how people have sex because it's not shown in school. What's so special about me watching other people, strange, or you can say complete strangers having sex? That's why this is context. It brings you to understand this information that I'm talking about sin and porn and social category. So from what I've learned with the online community and what I've learned from my experience with my teacher and people telling me that I'm quiet is that your actions itself affect the way you receive interaction. I start to talk about social barrier last year in 2000 and also 2018. I said there's a criteria out there that actually makes people receive friends, receive a wife, receive a husband, receive a boyfriend, to get acquainted. There's someone out there who governs the citizens, right? And that there's a social governed name. These are social governed names: wife, husband, boyfriend. There's always someone who's evaluating how the citizens interact with one another. And I would also place TV as a social category. How it's a social action, how you interact. There's someone out there who's judging you, right? And they always judge you, and you always you see them in your dreams too. The people around you, and then how it's focused. It could be celebrities. How you celebrities? There's a reason why there's celebrities popping up in your dreams, because someone sees you, someone sees you looking at the celebrity online, or on the TV. They judge you on how you think. There's someone who's hiding your mind from the way you think about the celebrity, and they evaluate that exact time and event of how you think of the celebrity, and it appears on your dream. So I had a Reddit website. So dreams are also pretty much, it shows you how you're being managed in your environment, but it shows you people. So when you think about dreams, you think about social. You think about TV, celebrities. You think about musics. You think about musicians. You think about video games. You think about actors and actresses. Social, social events. So you can see there's dream interpretation resources, and there's dream types and themes. Cheating. I had talked about it last year, right? When I talked about cheating, how I gave context about it last year. I was using a lady as an example, right? That she can have, there can be a sexual behavior that she have a kink, and the AI can actually stimulate her kink, feel aroused and feel so sexual. She may want to have more than one man have sex with her, or she may want a certain man of a race, or a particular race group that she was in love with. And pretty much the other day, I was talking about reoccurring dreams. I was talking about David Booth. I was saying how David Booth had a recurring dream about airplane crashing, and that there's someone who out there who knows that he was an officer who was at the airport. Now, when you put these links, you can actually see what I'm saying, talking about. And also, there's dreams about teeth, but they're all social. They all have meaning. I'm talking about meaning that seriously threatens on a serious level, because I'm telling you that the high authority in software engineers, NASA, FBI, CIA, and software engineers not from this place who actually evaluates you 24/7. They work on a shift. They have a shift and they actually evaluate you. I'm telling you that. And there's people who's talking about gang stalking, that there's someone gang stalk. They don't. That's a software engineer. Software engineers create that concept so they can go on people from the actual concept, right? And also, not only gang stalking targeted individuals, someone created that concept. Every single person is being judged. But the point here is that when they see too much, when they see a person is not using the mind the way they had intended, I said to myself that I exceeded the expectation of the software engineers' way of human thinking, because I don't think exactly like them, and I don't show the action as them, and my writing and my concepts is way different than them, and that my brain isn't compatible with their mind, and the artificial intelligence has a hard time managing me in this environment, or you can say in any environment. So they definitely keep a high alert over me, or what I do or what I say. That's why I can say at this time that the reason why I don't have any content on there is because the artificial intelligence is hiding the citizens' minds away from the way I speak or the way I talk, so they can see that it's irrational, and I can catch on to them. So I'm just talking about context, so I could get to the point of talking about porn and sin. So how many? Oh, it's been too long. All right, I gotta get to the point. So when I think back about how people spoke to me online and how they want me to be aware of the way they think, I'm saying to myself, who's giving them the mind to think this way? That my my way of thinking, or you could say my way of creating concepts and sharing information to people would affect how I receive interaction with people because it's social. So this is another context I'll be giving you. There was a person on the online community, and this was around late 2018 going into early 2019. The person mentioned that he's sinning because he's watching porn, right? He said, God, he said, God's going to see me sinning because I'm watching porn. All right. Porn it lures out your loneliness, how you're, sexually how you're lonely in your environment and you don't really receive any attention from the opposite gender. It's really much of a loneliness, and it lures them out so you can actually so it can hold your attention. It's the one who's opening your awareness to look at these that you're so fond of. So I said something that the artificial intelligence really took a liking to. I mentioned to the person that the reason why they thinking that way is because of porn behavior. So I created that concept in less than a few seconds. I didn't even know what porn behavior is until I read the person's response. I just said porn behavior. The reason why the person is thinking that way is because of porn behavior. I separate all of behavior. I try separating the behavior with the ones that I created of. I don't see no one having sex on TV. Do you see the TV channels provide any sex on TV? Showing you all these different types of things. Showing you all these different positions and stuff. You don't see that on TV. Do you see that in schools? You see people having sex out in the open, out in the public, where they can actually show you how they're doing these things. You don't see that only the software engineers, the high data and software engineers and the operators is the judge of that. And there's people who's uncertain of themselves. They say, "Oh, God is the one who's gonna, there's gonna be some sort of consequence. There's gonna be some sort of consequence. If I watch some sort of porn on the internet, or if I rent some sort of porn, I'm watching porn. Strangers. You think about strangers. It's TV. They say, oh, when you watch TV, it's just like porn. They can't separate them. Right? They put it together because they can't grasp the behavior that's happening. Because you're watching this on TV. A psychologist on TV. And there's these who are the reason why you watch porn when you tell them about your experiences. They don't have no mind of their, they can't create their own mind to know the difference. Their mind comes from the management program, the one that the multi-agent quantum AI computers had simulated. It's just a dummy copy, all right? Just a copy that is shown. It shows you how it shows people. It shows you people in. It shows you the dummy copy of the mind and the brain, right? And they don't really behave the way they're supposed to be. Or you can say they behave really opposite to the way that people behave in their environment. And there's a whole bunch of websites that talks about how porn, but they don't really talk about the judge of it, like God, for instance. They just focus. You see, they say sexual behavior. 10 Commandments deals with sex instead of porn behavior, right? They don't know. They're not aware of it. They lack the awareness to know porn behavior. They say sexual behavior instead of porn behavior. And they don't know the reason why people are addicted. right? Someone knows that they're missing. Someone reprograms people in their environment and prevents them from using their own mind to come to awareness, or you can say to open up the awareness to actually recognize the reason why these behaviors keep occurring in their environment. Hold on, I need to get the rest of my I'll be back. Okay, back. You don't know why way towards complete strangers online. I mean, while watching porn online. And they mentioned that simple answer is yes, watching porn is a sin. And they talk about why is it a sin. This is a protection of marriage and therefore a family. But when you're noticing that the people around you are not behaving naturally, the opposite sex, when you try interacting with the opposite sex, their emotions are not right. There's something about them that is not right. And you subconsciously know that there's something not right about them. And it draws your attention to an alternative behavior that you want to fond of, right? So you can learn out that behavior when you're watching that porn. It stimulates you, keeps you stimulated, as well as wet dreams, right? The person who's giving you wet dreams know that you're lonely. Since I started talking about my ideas online, the last time I remember having a wet dream, like really, I'm talking about a wet dream where I see a female, was 2018. It was a lady who just sat on my crotch and started rubbing her buttocks on my crotch and started mentioning about college. The previous one was this was around summer 2018. The previous one was a lady who was wearing a purple thong. And what's so funny is that the same lady who's wearing a purple thong, this was at one of the work center place for the cash assistance for the welfare. I still up to this time, or to this day, I still don't know what welfare is, because at that time when my mom was on welfare, or you can say at the time when my mom was on welfare, I was at high school. I can't really go to school. I don't know what is going on. But the lady was wearing purple thong, as if she started bending, but she does it without realizing, or you can say without being aware. She does it out of place, bending her butt, and I could see her thong. It was like in front of me. Might as well say it's right in front of me. So she can arouse me. So I can feel aroused by it. And the same purple thong was presented in my dream. Yet, this contradicts what the software engineers is doing, because the software engineers is feeding the supercomputer these behavior programs, right? Is feeding the supercomputer these behavior programs where it recognizes what is right and what is wrong for the management program, or how it wants to evaluate, how it wants the software engineers to evaluate your environment. That's why I put the real. My content is real. It's not fake. And I can always prove it. Just like how people outside, you can give $5 to a homeless person. $5 back. There was a person online who was talking about that on the internet, but they didn't really have a good grasp of it. He had over 14K worth of views for the video, but not a single person on that comment understood what he was talking about. Or I don't even think, not only that, I don't think that the person itself knew what he was saying when he mentioned about how he got the $5 back. You give $5, you get it back. My mom, she gave $200 to her cousin. Or you can say a few years later, she ended up finding $200 on the street because there's someone out there who knew that she gave her cousin $200. It shows that someone is evaluating my mom's behavior towards people. And I had an anthropology class, and they talk about gift, they talk about kinship, they talk about you receive a gift, you get it back, right? It's not really talking about any religion, the whole anthropology, my own anthropology class, because I see they don't have a really good understanding. My professor doesn't have a really good understanding or the gift process, gifting and the chief. They don't really have a good understanding of it, so it's not really considered as context for me because it's not the person's not clear. The person's really unclear. So when I mentioned about porn behavior on the online community, and I talk about how it would affect the person from receiving a job. So if you go back to September 2019 last year, you hear me talking about cheating, right? I talked about how there could be a lady who's cheating on her husband, or there could be a lady who has these sexual kinks, and the artificial intelligence would actually find the appropriate job for her, even though she's an office worker. She could be a clerk, and she may have these sexual feelings, or she may always feel aroused when she thinks about being around a certain man, and the AI would make sure to put someone, maybe ex-boyfriend, maybe it could be a boyfriend that acts like doppelganger. It could put a doppelganger right in her office that may look like her boyfriend and have identical characteristic traits, and the artificial intelligence can just make the doppelganger keep looking at her, making eye contact, so she can actually fall for him and he can fall for her. Or there may be two people that may look like her boyfriend. You could put them right in there, definitely. And they go to a hotel room, I mentioned about that last year, and they'll have sex together. That's threesome, right? They may do all these sexual kinks. They have these feelings. Even the men will have feelings with one another. And just like you're watching the TV, and you're watching these couples. I'm just using another example. A couple, right? Two couples watching television, and it's similar to a swinger. Watching a television, and they're watching a complete stranger who has no relationship whatsoever to the opposite sex is kissing and feeling one another, and they're supposed to be, suppose this actor is, who's a famous actor out here, maybe Chris Rock. Chris Rock can kiss her. It could be a person named an actor named Chris Rock. I remember watching a movie back in 2006 with Chris Rock, and he had a wife and a baby, but he had this old friend of his that he really likes, and the old friend has an ex-boyfriend, and she brought him to a hotel, and she wanted to have they wanted to have sex with one another because she has a fantastic body and a pretty face. Her face is very smooth. It's a very attractive feeling. Every time Chris Rock sees her in the office, he gets really, excited because of her beauty, and not only her beauty, her personality. And Chris Rock he had a his fellow colleague had said to him, don't you give that away. Don't you do that to yourself. You have a really good wife. You see this? Me and my wife, I can do this anytime because his fellow coworker had taken Viagra, taken a chemical, a stimulant. So he takes a stimulant and he pretty much swallowed the stimulant, and he said that he's really feeling, sexually active, and he can't wait to meet the girl or meet the woman that he wants to have sex with, even though you have a wife. He said, you know what, I can do this, but you can't. Your relationship is strong. I'm saying to myself, wow, it's very interesting. This movie with Chris Rock is unique because I never saw nothing like that before in movie. Even though I was teenager watching rated R movies, I never seen no movie like that. You know what I did? I decided to purchase that movie with Chris Rock. Purchase it, and I was 15 or 14 years old, and I would watch it more than one time. You know why? I would watch it more than one time because I never seen no human being behave this way before. It's unique. I want to learn more about it by keep watching it. You know how many times I watched that movie? I think I watched that movie over 10 times. I kept watching it over and over and over and over nonstop. But I still remember that his friend actually ended up giving him the stimulant, and Chris Rock had to go to the hospital because they had to shoot. They had to use some sort of needle, and they had to put it in his penis so they couldn't get the swelling down. I think because the reason why his friend gave him the stimulant is because he did said to Chris Rock that he has a strong relationship with his wife. Go pump that, go eat that stimulant, go swallow that stimulant, and you can actually, have sex with your wife because you have a strong relationship than me. That's what he said. But these behaviors, this is how I start really learning. I start learning on my own. So when I think about how the person on the online community mentioned about sin, it really affects how you think about others. And then there was a movie with Beyonce. It was another movie with Beyonce. Wait, yeah, it was a movie with Beyonce. I remember watching. It was around 2009, and her husband worked in an office, and it was this white lady who was really obsessed with her husband. And she would visit her husband all the time, and she would try to force her husband to have sex. You know, but there's a reason behind the obsession, right? The white lady, is not really obsessed, naturally obsessed. There's a condition that makes her obsessed. I had to say the reason for that movie is because it's trying to show the intended idea. But I don't even think the person who created that movie doesn't even know, isn't aware of that behavior. That's why I think that the supercomputers and the software engineers is the one who actually made the person who created that movie. Because the husband simply the husband simply do not really show any feeling, or you can say his mind is so hidden that he can't really find the right emotions at that time to present to his wife. So the artificial intelligence, and that the way the movie have it, had decided to use that lady, the white lady, to become very obsessed with him. I mean, and not only obsessed with him to the point that it started becoming dangerous. His wife ended up having to fight the lady that's really her, his fellow colleague. She was wearing her. She was wearing the colleague was wearing her husband's clothes. She was necessarily going too far. Yeah, but the AI always watch people, always evaluate, and the software engineers having sex together. That's what I'm saying. It puts people there in the environment. The AI is the one who governs the citizens, and that there's social governed names. Wife, husband, social governed names. They're just a name that is put out there. Just like it's just a code name. It's a code name put out there so they can evaluate how the citizens have, these interaction. They're trying to perfect. This is what I'm saying. They're trying to perfect the management program. When I talk about how the software engineers is leading the economy, so they can have a better way to manage the management program, or you said a better way of managing the citizens. People just look at